Because the dog and pony show has to be interesting and entertaining, and it needs the participation of the masses, Kamala Harris made the challenge to Donald Trump.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
And Donald Trump just now accepted.
Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
All right, so this just happened in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Let's just take it from the top.
This got one of the worst records in anywhere. In one of the most astoundingly phony moments in her speech last night, Kamala Harris bragged that, quote, "I will proudly put my record against Donald Trump's any day of the week. I will put it against Donald Trump."
So in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his any day. So last week, you may have seen, he pulled out of the debate in September he had previously agreed to.
People love this. They love getting involved in the protagonist versus antagonist. That's what makes movies work. You don't have a good movie unless you got a bad guy or a good guy. And of course, the people on Kamala's side think that she's the good guy. The people on Trump's side think he's the good guy. And now you just go head to head. And the people who control the levers of power behind politics love this. This is what sells tickets. This is what gets tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars for political campaigns. People eat this up. This is WWE.
Here's the funny thing about that. So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me. And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird? Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage, because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
Look at their faces. They love this. They enjoy this. This is deep inside of them. That's where politics seeks to go. That's what politicians want. They want to go to the heart. They want to disrupt and arouse the emotions. Get vested so that you can stop thinking, so that we can shove our policies down your throat. The same exact policies that the other guy is going to shove down your throat. Donald Trump's going to shove red flag laws down your throat. Kamala Harris is going to shove red flag laws down your throat. Donald Trump is going to bow down to Israel. Kamala Harris is going to bow down to Israel. Donald Trump's going to increase the national debt. Kamala Harris is going to increase the national debt. On all the layers that are substantive, that actually matter, that meet you where you are. We're talking about hyperinflating the money supply and destroying the product of your time and laboring energies. Kamala's going to do it, and Trump's going to do it. And people eat this up. It's your guy. I've consented. I've bowed down. I've supported you. I've even put money in the kitty for you so that your campaign can be super powered, so that we can win this thing. And you're consenting to the chains of your own oppression.
Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready? Let's compare our record point by point.
There's this guy who's got this sign over here on the side. Lion Kamala, you're fired. They got Lion Kamala signs all over the place.
I can't believe I'm doing it. You know, the weird thing. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Biden. I didn't even know her name. Nobody did. Kamala. Hello. Beautiful. I didn't even know her name. Kamala. I heard she was a rotten border czar. That's about all I knew about her. Her only job was the border, and she never went there. But 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it was all about Biden.
I just noticed this guy's shirt right here. Can you see this? It's a Donald Trump. Can you imagine wearing a shirt with the image of another man on it? I just don't understand that.
Then I kept hearing they were going to steal it from him, and I said, you know, it's hard to do because I understand when you have the delegates. He had all the delegates. He had 100% of the delegates. He had 14 million votes. I said, you can't really do it. But then they threatened him very strongly. They said, you're incompetent, and we're going to get you out. He just won, you know. No, they happened to be right. He was incompetent, but these are minor details. No, he just won. He had all the votes. And he could have said no, but he was afraid. And he's an angry man right now. Here's the big question I have. Will he be invited to the Democrat National Convention? Will he be invited? Mr. Congressman, I don't know. Now he will because I'm mentioning it. If I didn't mention it, he would not be invited. But now they have to invite him. But you know what's crazy? The craziest thing?
It's kind of right. I mean, because CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media. They also make money. They generate ad revenue off of Donald Trump. While they're saying they hate Donald Trump, he can't win. This is a threat toward, it's an existential threat toward democracy. That's what gets them views. Donald Trump has been very good for CNN. He's been very good for MSLSD, MSDNC, ABC, always broadcasting crap. NBC, nothing but crap. He's been very good for leftist media, just like he's been very good for rightist media, because you got to have something to talk about. You have to have an animated action figure out there in the front, offering entertainment, sprinkling the bread and populating the circuses under the big top, or it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Trump makes this whole thing work. They love mainstream media as much as they say they hate him. They love to hate him because it generates massive amounts of revenue.
So you don't mind if I go off teleprompter all the time? It's such a shame. I have these great speechwriters. They really are. Ross and Vince, they're great. They're the best speechwriters. And I hardly speak about this. I could read the most gorgeous speech, but you may be bored to tears. No, they're beautiful. The words are beautiful. Everything's great. The sun will rise. The moon will set. The oceans will glisten. I say, that's beautiful, but I'm not sure that Harrisburg wants to hear that stuff. What do you think, Congressman? What do you think? Doctor, I don't think so. No, they are great, but I tend to go off about 75% of the time. But you know, the hard part is that 3-4 weeks ago, I was talking about Biden. He's incompetent. He's a horrible president. He's the worst president in the history of the country. Now I say she's the worst vice president, which is true. She's considered the worst. She's the most unpopular vice president in the history of the country. She did a transformation. You know, the press is very corrupt. You know that. They gave her a transformation.
That is true. They are fake news. The press is very corrupt. We've called them prostitutes for years, even before Donald Trump arrived on the scene. It's just true. They lie to you.
Like Houdini. That was a Houdini, that was a magic trick. But don't worry, she's going to fall because it's not about him or her. It's about the policies. They're the same and they're horrible, right? But they gave her you know, it's sort of like, I don't know if anybody watch UFC as an example. Do you watch it, right?
All right, he's just going to go off on a tangent, but she laid down the gauntlet and he picked up the gauntlet.
Well, Kamala, let's go. Challenge accepted. Are you ready?
And that is the news for the day. Kamala Harris said, you won't debate me. I dare you to debate me. Come on, let's get on a debate stage. Donald Trump says, okay, let's do it. So give them bread and circuses and they shall never revolt. I will see you guys in the next video.